Project 571, genetically engineered vampire created to destroy evil.
What do you want?
We need your help to kill a vampire.
Malleus Maleficario. It was written by a witch. The first witch. Titania.
That was a little snippet from The Witch's Hammer, the first film I ever solo directed, and it's just been remastered and re-released on Amazon. So if you like witches and vampires, then please do check it out. Anyway, let's get on with this week's episode. Hi, Jim here, and you're listening to the Honest Filmmaker podcast. This week, I'm speaking to a director and a writer, producer and actor. I'm speaking to Daya Dodds and Zoe Carroll, and I'm going to start with Daya, who is the director of the film. So the film's called Witches of God. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, what the story or how it came about?
I guess where that writing process came from. I know you guys are a couple, which you get a lot of that in filmmaking. So why start with this particular film?
It was a combination of things, really. And we thought we wanted to find something that was doable, and because of when we filmed it with COVID and everything, we had to keep everything quite small, and we had this kind of unique opportunity where everyone was basically. Well, this was the second lockdown, not so you could I should mention that the second lockdown, so you can make a bubble. Because a few years ago now. So we basically we did this, and we isolated, and we followed the procedure, and so we could. Basically, everyone was being paid to have time off, so we could film. Yeah.
You could make the film. And then something I mentioned to Zoe, which when I was looking at it, I was like, micro budget, but it's a period piece, which doesn't sound cheap. Obviously, woods, churches, costumes, but then also the decision to shoot in black and white, or did you turn it into black and white later? Where did that come from?
Black and white was very much part of the decision. That was very much a thing. So it was always going to be black and white. We found there was much easier to get away with certain things. And you kind of, because you've got the immediate kind of quite dramatic look. It's kind of similar, like trying to remember Nolan's first film, Following. I think he shot on 16 in like the mid-90s, but like. I mean, it's done for like no money, but like he also says, because he shot black and white, he got this very kind of contrasty, very kind of like it was much easier to create a look rather than like if you're dealing with color and costumes, that it becomes much more black and white is easier in that way. But obviously, black and white it can be harder to light. Or it's all going, you like little backlighting.
No, I guess it sounds like to me that you went for black and white. I think you're right. When I watched the trailer for it, it certainly sells that time period. It kind of adds a layer of, oh yeah, this is set in the past because it's in black and white, and you kind of buy it more. And I could see how color might not help sell it that much. I guess the other half of that equation, so it looks beautiful, black and white, high contrast, sells the time period. Did that ever figure in your head as far as selling it, getting people to watch it? Because it's assumed it's harder to get people to watch a black and white film. So was that ever on your mind?
It did cross my mind, though it seems black and white's back in vogue now. Because there was a re-release of Mad Max in black and white. And
Godzilla as well. Godzilla -1, black and white.
Well, there you go. Yeah. So obviously there's I mean, none of this is new, is it? But it's it's back. It's in fashion. So why not? Yeah.
Why not? Yeah. I would love to do a black and white film. I guess I wonder, and I know the film's been out for a while. It's on Filmhub, so it's on lots of different platforms. Yeah. And I wonder, do you think that's impacted how many people have managed to watch it? How have you done views wise on those platforms?
the States, we're getting most of the revenue from America.
Mm.
I mean, we're not making millions, I should
Yeah.
count, as you probably realize. Tubi pay the best. Amazon is Jeff's a bit mean. You don't get much. You probably know, and probably most. I forget what the maths is. It's like 10p or something.
Yeah, he's spending all the money on the Met Gala. That's why, for his wife. He doesn't want to give us anything.
Of course, yeah. Well, he doesn't probably worry about paying corporation tax, does it?
Yeah.
That's a whole different. Let's not get sidetracked.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, to us, I think, if I would say to give any advice, put a lot of money into marketing. I mean, you say a lot of money. I mean, obviously, like you're making films with little to no money. I mean, I was thinking the other day, actually, even like micro budget, it's 100 grand. And I remember like Film London, they were saying, oh yeah, microwave, when they did microwave, I said, oh yeah, it's 100,000. And that was like 15 years ago. So, I wonder what micro budget actually is now. I'm guessing that's probably doubled at least. It's probably more like quarter of a million. And like for most normal people, £250,000 is like, you can almost buy an expensive shed in East London. So it's a lot of money, really. But yeah, I would say, really think about marketing and put more than you think into marketing, and tell people the film exists. But anyway, I think I'm sorry, I keep getting sidetracked.
That's all right. That's all right. You've got a director's brain like me. That's fine.
Yeah.
Looking at all the angles.
Yeah.
Do you mind me asking what your budget was, final budget?
For Witches of God, it
Yeah.
was I think it's about £5,000.
5,000. So so we're talking about marketing.
Yeah.
What's your kind of strategy for marketing? What do you guys do?
We did some Facebook ads, and that was really about it. And then we found out very quickly it's not a festival film, so we decided, then we'll go straight to streaming, and see how we do. I mean, we didn't have any investors to get back, so that was okay. I mean, I wouldn't do this if it was 100,000, like, if it was actual money, like 100 grand. I think I'd have to have it, a lot more figured out how we're going to get that money back. But then we just did some Facebook ads for I think we spent like £100 or something.
Yeah.
Didn't put massive effort in, and then we did Filmhub, and people started watching it, and it's clawing back budget, which is nice. Yeah.
Which is strange that you say it's not a festival film, because looking at it, I would have thought it would be a festival film. So is it just that you found that didn't have much luck when you were entering places?
We sent it to some these festival doctors. I think there's 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
And they kind of give you kind of notes and advice, like what they can do with the film, and they kind of got back. So we can't mark. I mean, everything's about marketing, right? So they said, we can't market it to these festivals. So it'd be like, so we said, oh, okay. I mean, also, you got to think, it's a lot of money to go to these festivals and to, we thought, oh, maybe, if we just go straight to the audience, probably get more out of it, to be honest. After all, it is about the audience. We can have all these wonderful awards, everything, which is great, but like actually building an audience is probably more important. So we thought, we'll do that.
Yeah. And so looking back on the film now, what do you wish you'd known when you started making it?
I would say I wish I did a bit more testing, because but believe it or not, obviously because I shot it, most of my photography's been on film, and I'm still used to like loading and taking exposure meters, and probably a lot of your audience think this is like proper old school, which it is. But like I wish I got my head around a bit more the black magic and the raw files and the workflow. I wish I did a bit more testing. make the whole post process a bit smoother. That's probably one of the main takeaways I would say. Yeah.
And you say Blackmagic, so are we talking the 6K or the
Oh
the
God, no.
older one?
Oh no. This is like we had like three
No,
of them.
so what did you have?
We started out with this little. Yeah, we had two bodies. We had these little. It's a big brick.
Yeah, I think I know the
Uh,
one you mean. Yeah.
yeah. And we had one with an EF mount and one with a micro four thirds mount. And I remember the rigging was always like a bit painful. Like, oh, the matte box doesn't quite. It's getting there. It's like, yes, and now we got it right. Oh, it's taking a bump. Oh, the matte box is like, yes. And then we had like I can't remember. There was like some sort of a problem with because I bought a load of like like the SD cards. Yeah, and as we were filming, some of them were duds. They were rip-offs. They were copies.
Yeah, you've got to be really
Yeah,
careful with that. Especially if you,
yeah,
it's funny enough, Jeff, if you buy them on Amazon, sometimes you can get duds because they're coming
yeah,
from abroad and they've not got the right amount of space on them that you think, but they don't tell you. They just keep recording over the end of the card, so you
yeah.
find out later on. And I'm assuming you had that particular camera. Doesn't it have a really short battery life? Isn't that another pain with it, or did you get on all right with that?
Oh yeah, the battery life. Yeah. I had battery. I had a battery for. I had an external battery. Yeah.
Mm,
But it was more. Yeah. Yeah. The sensors are great. I mean, we ended up using the 4K
mm.
towards the end, but for whatever reason, we didn't have enough to get a decent monitor. So I was always trying to film with this cloak over my head because I couldn't see the. Yeah. Yeah.
That's proper old school. That's like a Victorian cameraman, isn't it? With the cloak.
Oh yes, exactly. Yes. So, what I remember we were filming in Dartmoor, and obviously I couldn't see a thing on the screen, so I was always like wandering around this monopod with this like cloak, so I can see the picture on the back of the camera. God, yeah.
So,
Anyway.
all right. So you've had that film. You've kind of been in the trenches. You've done it. What are you going to do on the next one that's going to make that less painful? Do you think?
Well, I bit the bullet. I bought some decent lenses,
Right.
and to be frank, and I got the 4K working, and I got my head around the workflow,
Hmm.
and I decided in the future if I'll still try and shoot on film. I just need to find a way to convince someone to give me more money, but we'll see. Who knows? I'm optimistic. Yeah.
Yeah. Film comes with its own problems, though, doesn't it? It's it looks nice, but yeah, I find it super stressful shooting on film. It's
Uh, oh yeah, it can be very stressful, and 100%. Yeah. I just miss the simplicity of it because like it just put a battery on the Arri because I had this
mm,
SR2, and then the thing would work,
mm,
and you would just look down this piece of glass and you say, oh, and it would work. It was credible. I think it's only 40 years old, and you would think, well, it's something really beautiful and simple about it. I really liked. But anyway, it's more of an aesthetic, I guess, isn't it? It's not really a practical. It's more anyway. Yeah.
yeah. No, I get
There's
it. I get it,
yeah.
and I think there is something special about seeing rushes when you've got them on film and you've kind of not you have to wait a day or whatever to get them back and actually
Yeah.
look at it and think about, oh, what did we get? It is exciting and it feels more organic, but I don't think I'll be returning to it unless somebody's going to fund me a lot of money, and I would have to have someone else take control of that camera. I think I'd be too nervous now, especially with the amount of cash that would be running through the camera. Um, just finish off by asking you, so you got it on Filmhub. What's the experience been like of that platform for you guys? Do you think you'll put the next one on there? What's your sort of plan going forward?
The experience has been really positive. I think with a bit more marketing push and maybe like a bit more of a known actor in a role that a future project could go a lot further on Filmhub. I think it's a lot of it's down to you because you've got to do the marketing. You've got to tell people it's there.
Mm.
But I think it's a wonderful thing, really, because it helps democratize something that is traditionally been totally beholden to gatekeepers, and it still is in many ways. You know, you can't even go directly to these platforms as a filmmaker. It's just not possible. So, but like, yeah, they've helped break that down. So it really it gives you an opportunity to get your work out there.
So my name is Zoe Carroll, and I'm a filmmaker. I started with being an actor and just got more and more to do my own stuff. And yeah, here we go. That's what I do now.
Here we go. So I'm chatting to you and Daya, and you're the writer slash actor slash producer. Daya is the director. So the film we're talking about mainly is Witches of God. We get the title right.
Yep.
Now, you wrote that, co-wrote it. Did you write it with a view to, oh, we're going to make this into a feature film, or were you writing it to try and sell the script? How did it start?
Yes, so I wrote it that we're actually going to film it.
Right,
Very
okay.
much. Yeah.
And was it written for micro budget? Was it written with a low budget in mind?
Absolutely, yes. Actually, we had no money, and so it really had to be very contained.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Which brings me on to my next question, because I was like, and I've done this myself, but it looks to me like it's a period piece. So yeah, so shooting a period piece on no money seems like a lot. So why did you do that?
Well, I realized if I keep it before the Industrial Revolution and I put it into the countryside, I can really just, the costumes are very easy to make. And sorry, I have a cat here. Hello.
Trying to be on the podcast. Yeah,
yes.
It's all right.
Sorry. So it's actually really doable, and you don't need to bring up. If you set it in a city, obviously it's a no-go, but in the countryside, and yeah, it's very much doable as long as you obviously have the costume on hand. And yeah, the location, I guess, as well. But yeah.
And so, how would you so pitch me the story and tell me the genre? How would you describe the film?
So it's based around 16th, 17th century. It's a fantasy drama, I would say. It's about a woman who is accused of witchcraft. She is coming to a church where there are only 2 nuns living, and she asks for help. And they get her in, and then loads of stuff starts to happen. And obviously they have to leave eventually, and they're all being accused of witchcraft, as things had to happen back in the days. And they go into the woods, and that's also something you can easy shoot on a low budget. Nature's always great for that. And that's kind of what it is.
And with the woods thing, I'm in two minds about that, because I'm thinking at the moment of writing something, and I'm thinking, oh, the woods, they're beautiful, atmospheric, but then there are challenges shooting out in the open. So what was that like for you guys? Was it all roses and rainbows, or was it difficult shooting outside the whole time?
Well, we had half of it in the church. So we were very lucky about that. The other half, yes, we had some rain and we had wind, but the main problems were the night shoots. And you either you have a lot of money and you flood it out and you see everything really well, or you don't have a lot of light and obviously the money. And it can become a bit difficult, I have to say. And you need actors who are really willing. Very willing.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm assuming, did you shoot it in summer or not? Was it winter?
Spring. It was spring.
Spring. Okay, so you had a little bit of cold weather maybe, but
it was all right. We were quite lucky.
Quite lucky. Good. And so the strange thing for me with this one is writer, actor, producer. So when you wrote it, were you like, right, I'm playing that part?
Yes.
Yes. How does that work? How do you?
Well, because I studied drama a while ago, and obviously, as for many actors, jobs just don't come in. So you start writing. And I mean, just please, actors, if you write something, cast yourself. And if you can, cast yourself as the lead, because I want to act. That's why I've done the whole course. So yeah, I did, but it was an ensemble. So it's the three of us. It's not just me as the main. And I mean, Daya directed it as well, so he also shot it. So it, you know, I was just concentrating when I was on the set. I concentrated on being an actor.
Yeah. So there was no, because that's the other thing I find with people, because you often find people act and then direct themselves, but acting and writing and producing, to me, it brings up maybe a lot of conflicts. But like, but so were there any conflicts, or do you like, so how do you kind of deal with that?
Well, sometimes I thought, seriously, did I write that? Did I write that line? Yeah, but you know, you have to be open for improvisation. Not really, but you say, if somebody goes, what do you mean with this line? And I go, kind of that, but if you like to change it, just go ahead. I'm not very strict, because again, I haven't studied script writing. This is something I just started to do, and I have to say I do love it. So I think I have to be open about it. Also, you have to be open with, you know, we had a whole reshoot. We had to go to a total different place because we lost the church in the end. So I had to change the script for that as well.
Yeah, I suppose you with any script, you've got to be a little bit flexible, but it must be tough, especially that dynamic with you and Daya, because if someone's asking you a direct question about the screenplay, which you've written, you're kind of telling them the what you had in mind, but then obviously the director's got their own version of what that might be. So what about producing a film on low to no money? What would be your tips for other filmmakers to keep their budget low?
I think organization and being prepared. I think just try to do as much as you can beforehand, because especially if you have actors and crew on set, because it's always going to be different. So, and yeah, because with the film we're doing now, that's a total different thing, because it's mainly just me and Daya. We do have other actors coming in, but that's different. We can be as not prepared or whatever as we want. But yeah, so I think it's very that. And then the other thing I would also recommend for any producer, just keep your crew and cast happy with food. That's the magic. Seriously, it's the magic. If you feed them very well, they're just gonna be so happy. So
looking back on that, the first film that you wrote is that you've now made, that's been released. What do you wish you'd known when you started that film?
I think there are many little things, but as it was the first film, I kind of just let it go, and just, you know, it's kind of, I mean, we've done some shorts before, obviously, but I mean, not obviously, but you know, many filmmakers do some shorts. And for the first feature, and it was COVID as well when we shot it, it was everything kind of a bit, okay, let's just do it. So I think I've just go, this is a massive learning curve, but doing it differently, I think it's just what we got from it, but I wouldn't change it. I would just say, okay, we learned so much for the new film. And I see a lot of writers. Oh, I have some friends who wrote scripts, and they have this massive script on a submarine or on a, I mean, I love it, but how on earth are you going to shoot it? So keeping it very low and simple and put a good story into it. I mean, it has to be a simple story as well. So I think with the new film, it's very simple, but the story is kind of moving on, I don't know, trying to make it more, saying a message with it instead of having a spaceship, or I don't know. I mean, with AI, that's whole new thing. Everything is possible, I guess.
Yes, everything is possible. How do you feel about AI? What's your thoughts on it?
So on the creative side, I don't want to really bring it into our films, but as a tool in the background, I think it's something that is very helpful, or could be very helpful.